All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So, again, first off, let me start off with I do apologize for the tardiness of this video. I had a lot of things going on, the end of the grading period, and a lot of you guys have been turning in work to me, and and I've been home as well, so um, things have been pretty hectic and bad. But again, I do apologize for this video being so late. All right. So let's go ahead and start with the objectives today. So first, we're going to examine why are advertisements necessary. We're going to be looking at that today. Remember I told you guys. Now, the second thing, the objective is analyze the effectiveness of advertisements. So I'm going to be doing things, and even though you're on video, it worked a lot better if it was in real person to person, like we have in Zoom meetings and stuff like that. It's more effective, but it's still going to ring in your head how effective advertisements are. Then the last one is create an argument on which is the all-time greatest commercial. Again, because we are not in Zoom, we will not be able to do that. Okay. Now, I told you guys I was going to do an experiment on you guys. The problem is with this video is it's not live again, so it's kind of hard to do it. I'm going to try my best. Okay. But the thing is, it's going to be pretty easy for you to lie because, like, some students who were like telling me, "Oh, yeah, no, that didn't happen to me." I could see that some of them they were lying. They try to be like, "Oh, no, it didn't work on me, didn't work on me," but it did. I could see it, and I'll tell you what I mean. Um, so the problem again with this is you have to be truthful. You really do. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to have you do is basically for you to close your eyes. Okay. Now, again, this is part of the warm up because it is part of it. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is close your eyes for 30 seconds. I'm going to play a noise. Okay. And I just want you to pay attention to your body and particularly your mouth. Okay. Then, once that 30 seconds is over, I'm going to show you the noise where it came from. And then again, I want you to pay attention to your body, pay attention to especially again, your mouth. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So again, your eyes should be closed, 30 seconds. All right, I think that was a little less than 30 seconds, but still. Again, keep in the back of your mind what was going through your mind, what your body was feeling, what was going on with your mouth, okay? Now I'm going to show you what it is. Now you for 30 seconds you're going to watch what that noise was. Again, do not fast forward, just watch it. All right, so that's about 30 seconds. All right, now your warm up is this. First part is what went through your head when you heard the video, the first 30 seconds? What was going through your mind? Okay, with your eyes closed and you were just listening, what was going through your mind? What did you notice about your body? What did you notice about your mouth? Okay, and the second one is really about your mouth. What happened when you saw the video, you heard it? What happened to your body? Did you know, did anything happen? Did anything happen with your mouth? Write that down in the warm-up part. Okay. Once you're done, we're moving on. Okay, so pause the video because we're moving on in 3, 2, 1. So I'm sure you guys are probably going to be wondering, like, well, what was that all about? Things like that. When we have class again, when you show up to the Zoom meeting, you can ask me and I'll tell you, okay? Because I don't want to tell you what was it about, what was supposed to happen else, and you like go back and change your answer. I don't want you doing that. Okay, I want you to be truthful. Okay. So advertisement. It's basically to bring attention to an item, items, or service sold by a store, company, or corporation. Okay. Now, here's your first question right there in the red. In what forms do advertisements come in? So, like billboards. Okay, that's one. What else? What else are other advertisements coming in? So think about it. How do you see advertisements? In what ways? See if you can come up with different ways. And don't be bland. Don't just say like, you know, uh, computer. Well, what about the computer? How are advertisements on the computer? In what ways do they come out in the computer? Your phone, things like that. Right. So try to get as many things as you can. Okay. So you can pause the video to write your stuff down, or you can continue to write as I go through the lecture. It's your choice. So, thing is, advertisement, they give people information to help them kind of decide on to buy the certain product. Okay, usually they try to point out special features of the product, things that make it better than the other, the competition or the older generation of whatever the device may be. Now, here's the thing. By law, they have to tell you the truth. And this is where a lot of advertisers, this is where they really work hard, because the thing is, if they say, let me see, like the phone, they say this new phone will help you lose 50 pounds. The government doesn't see the commercial first. They see it at the same time we do. And this is where they basically go, how is that true? And if you look at some commercials, especially ones that say like about losing weight, you'll shrink 4 sizes, things like that. If you look at the bottom in the little white or black lettering, thin, small black lettering or white lettering, excuse me, you'll see where it says stuff like not approved by the FTC or FDA. Results may vary, have to stick to a certain plan, things like that. It says it there. And if you look at a car commercial when they're driving, they're zoom through, zooming through things like with ease. If you notice on the bottom, it says like professional driver. Do not attempt. Because if you do it, you may not be able to handle the car as well as these professional drivers, and you might slam into something. And people have tried to sue the car company saying, well, it didn't turn like that. Well, because that person was a professional driver. You are not. It says it right there on the bottom. So that's why they put it, to cover their butts. All right. So if you watch TV and some of that and you see these commercials, if you have it recorded, pause it and read the writing. If you have live TV, and you can pause the live TV, read it. Read what it says. It's very interesting. The branch of the government that actually goes through that is the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. And their job is, again, to make sure that you, the consumers, are not hurt by whatever is being advertised. All right, so here's the thing. This next question, I want you to take some time. I put 5 minutes because this was for the Zoom. But since you are at home and you're watching this video, you can basically take as much time as you'd like. But basically, I want you to come up with 4 commercials that are memorable to you. Do not go online and start finding like Pepsi, a commercial from 1985, Michael Jackson. You weren't alive in 1985, so don't put it. It's not memorable to you. You didn't see it live. I was barely 2 years old, so don't put that down. Okay? Memorable to you when you were a kid. Think back when you were 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, maybe even 2 years ago. A commercial that you were like, oh my God, that's so funny, or the jingle was very catchy to you, or a commercial that made you go, I gotta buy that. Okay, so memorable to you. That was live at that time. No, again, don't be looking at old commercials. Don't be looking at the Mean Joe Green Coca-Cola commercial that back in 1978, 76 or whatever it was. You weren't even alive back then. I wasn't even alive back then. So don't put that down. Don't go be looking through Google trying to find memorable commercials. Think about when you were young. Okay? I'm telling you right now, if you put stuff like that, the old commercial before you were even born, you will not get credit for this. Okay? You will not get credit for this question. I'm asking you guys to take some time to think about commercials when you were younger. Memorable ones. Which ones that stuck with you. Okay? So go ahead, write it out. And the reason I'm really like on this about this is because a lot of people did this during class. 1985, Pepsi, Michael Jackson. I'm like, you weren't even alive. So it's like they didn't read the thing. They just started looking up Google and stuff and put that down, which again is, really not even, you're not even giving your all. You're just trying to find a quick answer. And I don't respect that at all. That to me, that's the lazy way out. And as you guys know, these assignments are not that hard. These questions are not that hard. So you're looking for the easy way out of an easy question. That's just bad. So again, pause the video if you need to, but find 4 commercials that were very memorable to you. All right. Now we come to another question right away, back to back. I want you guys to type some words that are used to describe products or describe the special features of products. So think about phones, cars, food. What kind of words do they use to make that sound better? To catch your ear. What kind of words are used? Okay. You can pause the video if you like. Okay. But I'm going to be going on with the notes in 3, 2, 1. So advertisements pay for programming, whether it's television, radio, or YouTube. That's why I tell my nephew, those commercials you guys watch when you watch those YouTuber people, they're getting a large amount of money because you are watching those commercials. Even though you may hit the skip button, things like that, they're making money. For you watching a little, minute video, things like that, they're getting money. You don't get nothing except a little chuckle here and there, but to me it's like, wow, they're just laughing their way to the bank. All I gotta do is make these guys laugh in this one video, and they're gonna watch it hundreds of times and things like that because it's only 1 minute, and these commercials keep popping up, popping up, popping up. So here's the thing, though, too. The amount of people watching a certain event, the price of the commercials go higher and higher. Not how much it costs to make, but how much it costs to put it on during that time. So the Super Bowl is a great example because hundreds of millions of people are watching it around the world, truly around the world. And they know, these advertising people, they know this is going to reach a lot of people. So that's why they always put new commercials, introducing new things during the Super Bowl. And those networks that are showing it, they know, okay, we can raise the price. So for 30 seconds, it costs $5.3 million. And that's just one commercial. and that's showing it one time. That was $5.3 million. So like this Michael B. Jordan commercial, I don't know if you guys saw in the Super Bowl. I think I counted like 3 times that they showed it. That's $15.9 million that they spent to show this one commercial 3 times. Ridiculous amount of money. Now, companies tend to buy airtime for their target audience. You know, um, commercials for like Nickelodeon tend to be for sugary cereals and like McDonald's and toys. That's their target because who watches Nickelodeon? Primarily kids, you know. So this is broken down into 4 segmentations: demographic, psychographic, behavioral, and geographic. So we're going to break down all 4. Demographic is one of the most popular ones. It's actually one of the easiest ones too. Age, gender, education, marital status, race, religion. Okay. So for a commercial, they look at the age. When someone's watching this channel, what's the age? Again, like Nickelodeon, typically kids, maybe teenagers, maybe. Um, but that's it. Now, something like you know, Lifetime channel, um, Hallmark channel, that's more towards the gender. Usually, typically, females. There's not many guys who, the percentage of guys who actually watch those channels, it's very small. You know, but compared to the percentage of females who watch it, it's pretty large. Okay. Same thing with like education. But you're not some channels or some networks that show stuff like Meet the Press and things like that. They know that the people who watch this show are typically people who are more educated, people you know, who know what's going on in politics, things like that, you know. So their education level might be a little bit higher, you know, um, and things like that. Marital status plays a part too. Are you single? Are um, you married? Things like that. Race plays a thing too. Channels like BET, right? Primarily African Americans. So they are going to aim for a commercial. If a company is like primarily customers are African Americans, they're going to um, put their ads in that type of channel. Religion and other factors. Okay. Psychographic. This is basically the values, beliefs, interests, personality, lifestyle. So channels like, let's say, like a health channel where they're showing people working out, stuff like that. They're going to put commercials for like vitamin water, vitamins, supplements, working out, equipment, right? Stuff like that. Because why? That's the lifestyle people choose. They're not going to show Pizza Hut. They're not going to show Pepsi because those people want to live a different lifestyle that doesn't include that. So why put your commercials on there? You're just wasting your money. Personality, things like gossip, you know, things like the E, you know, the Bravo, those ones that have the reality shows and things like that. If you notice the commercials, a lot of times they show phones. You know, they show designer clothing, perfumes, things like that, because they know those people like to look at what other people are doing. Like the Kardashians, what are they wearing, things like that, what kind of stuff do they have, and then they're like, well, this advertisement here, you might like this. Okay. Behavioral. This one's interesting because if you've ever ordered stuff on like Amazon, you've seen that little part that says you might be interested in this. Now, sometimes you might buy something for like your nephew, your niece, baby niece, um, buy something for a baby shower. And if you notice, sometimes the thing that pops up is baby stuff. You might be interested in this. Why? Because they look at your pattern. How far apart did you buy these things? If it's recent, let's throw advertisement at that. If it's not, well, maybe may want this. Maybe something happened, a birthday, things like that. But if you constantly buy something consistently, they'll throw that thing at you. Try this, try that. Different, makeup from this creator, from this company, company, things like that. So they look at your spending habits. And we'll get more into that next week. Okay. Next one's geographic. Where you're at, your neighborhood, city, country. And India, look at this ad right here. In India, they do not eat beef because they consider cows to be sacred. So they're not going to, McDonald's is not going to be saying, hey, try this hamburger, because they know a lot of people there won't eat it. So what they do is, here's a chicken Big Mac. Again, those people will not, a lot of them will not eat beef. So might as well advertise for the chicken. Why waste your time and effort to get them to eat something they won't eat? In this part of the world, this is where they eat. So let's aim this at them, I should say. This is again where specific people are targeted, and some commercials are shown multiple times, over and over again, because they want that thing stuck in your head. They want that jingle. So if I was to say Red Robin, right now your mind might have went yum. You might even said it, yum. If I was to say, give me a break, break me off a piece of that, you might have just said Kit Kat bar, or you might have said in your mind. If I said $5, $5, $5, you might have just said foot long. Again, if not said it, then in your head, because you've seen those commercials time and time and time again, that now, without even thinking, it's already saying in your head. It happens. So for your exit ticket, what you guys are going to do is, remember those 4 commercials I told you to pick? You should have picked 4. What you're going to do is pick one of those commercials and basically break it down. The demographic and the psychographic, just those 2. Don't go to the behavioral or geographic, because that's a little bit harder. But demographic and psychographic. Your product, whatever it may be, that commercial, what age range are they looking for? Are they aiming for a specific gender? Are they aiming for a specific education level? Professor, people who are extremely smart, people who barely graduated high school. What's the range? Marital status, is it for people who are married, single, divorced? What is it? Is it aimed for a particular race? Is it aimed at Latinos? Is it aimed for African Americans? Is it aimed for white people? Is it aimed for the Asian community? Who is it aimed for? Religion might be a little bit difficult. Might be. Okay, so, but the psychographic one, what kind of values, what kind of people were they aiming for with this? So think of stuff like, our beliefs, also beliefs, interest, people who might be interested in this type of thing. So if you're saying something like a car, well, people who have money, might be interested in that. People who like sports cars, they might be interested in that. Collectors, things like that. So go through that, the personality, lifestyle, and see if it fits. Where does it fit in this? Who under this part would it be under? Okay. So again, just pick one commercial and break it down. So once you're done with this, you are done for this lesson. Hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And hopefully, like again, when I said those commercials, those jingles, you actually said in your head. Okay. So you guys take care, you be safe, and I'll see you guys later.